9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
I felt it. I felt it the minute I clicked this button. I felt it. But if you guys were in the studio like the crew is, you would understand what I'm talking about, but you don't. Buzz, my beautiful people of the WWT universe. Yes, 'tis I, your sweetest oos here of WWT Wrestling with Honey, here for our Wednesday edition of our WWT Live as part of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. My God, guys, we are in the middle of the week. It's another week. There's so much wrestling going on. It's like 24/7. And I know we say it every week, but we can't help it because it's just like after living in a time where you had to literally wait week by week, kind of like how you have to do for like your favorite television series sometimes, especially if they don't put everything out every week. The torture of having to wait for the next show to see what happens and not have any spoilers, man, it was quite a refreshing time. But now, even more refreshing, we have wrestling 24/7, and there's so much wrestling to talk about. We have AEW Dynamite, we have NXT recap, we also have Halloween Havoc coming up. There's still so much to look forward to. And you know what? Before I introduce my esteemed panel, I will first want to encourage you guys that our super chats are open. So make sure you guys donate. If you donate $2 or more, we will highlight your comment for the night and you get some spotlight and we could start a conversation with you. So support the sweetest news, support WWT Live, support Women's Wrestling Talk so we could keep this ship running. And, you know, of course, we don't keep the ship running alone because I'm never alone when I do this. Never, ever, ever. First, of course, we're going to go ladies first, coming off her timeless Elite Wednesdays, or so some most think. We have Stone Cold Courtney Rice.
I just liked the way you think. It is Wednesday. I mean, if you followed me on my watch along, it was an interesting AEW Dynamite, but
it sure was. I will, to say the least.
It was.
I saw some highlights.
I'm exhausted. I'm tired, but I am here to spend it with all of you and give you everything that you need on what went down on the fallout from AEW Wrestle Dream.
Yes, indeed. And of those of us on the East Coast, we're trying to keep this a little short and sweet tonight. Mm-hmm. You know, we got to get to bed. Folks got to work early in the morning and stuff like that. So we want to make sure we give you guys at least a good enough show to cover some good news. And speaking of good news, we have another one of our esteemed panelists, one of our beloved members here of the WWT Live crew. It is your elected official, the mayor. What is going on, Ced? Mayor of Vice City. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. It's a beautiful Wednesday. Happy CEO Wednesdays to all who acknowledge and celebrate.
Don't do that.
You probably saw the 12 belt celebration earlier. You probably got some good news on this Wednesday involving your Ultimo Nay, that is.
What, that she got kicked?
Everybody.
That was fun. That was interesting.
We dispatched that video here, but we do still like cake over here. You will no longer find that video in the files, but we still like cake over here, and I'm sure Mercedes does as well.
Yes.
I'll be doing that for the next 2 minutes as the Pistons are trying to close out this game.
Got you. No worries. Understood. But hope you guys have had a great week so far. We are in the middle of the week. And you know what? Since we're talking about it, we might as well start with it. Coming off of her timeless elite watch-alongs for AEW Dynamite, Courtney, let's go over some highlights. What are some things that transpired this past evening on Dynamite tonight?
Well, just to go over, because I'm not going to go too crazy with it, but we did actually kick off with a crazy AEW trios match that happened between the Hurt Syndicate and the Ops. And unfortunately, Ricochet stuck his nose where it didn't belong, and the Ops retained. But it looks like there's still some trouble with the Hurt Syndicate and the Demand, so there is a lot of trouble brewing that. Also, we got to hear from Darby Allin, where he actually picked up his first victory over John Moxley after the I Quit match they had at Wrestle Dream. But also he's gonna pretty much stop at nothing, because as long as the Death Riders are still breathing, he is still gonna go after them no matter what. We also did have some ladies in action. We did have a fatal 4-way tag team match where we had Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. We also did have, oh my God, Sky Blue and Julia Hart, Jamie Hayter and Queen Amanada, and of course Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron. And pretty much the winner gets to choose their first round opponent in the upcoming AEW Women's Tag Team Tournament. And after the victory they had, Jamie Hayter and Queen Amanada obviously chose Julia Hart and Sky Blue for their first opponents. But also we did get the bracket, which I'll talk about a little bit shortly. But also we did see the Young Bucks trying to get another money match, but unfortunately they do have a match this weekend on Collision where Jet Speed and Jurassic Express will be taking on the unlikely team of FTR and the Young Bucks. And Tony Khan raised the price because it will be a money match. It will be I forgot how much the money it is, but a $400,000 match, which that'll be interesting on Saturday at Collision. Obviously, Mercedes Moné did her 12 belt celebration, and we did see the return of Mini Moné, which is very interesting. I really thought it was Chris Statlander, which I thought was really funny doing.
I enjoyed that.
I really thought it was Chris Statlander that was going to, but Harley came in. And then, of course, Chris Statlander got the last laugh. And we do have our first match for AEW Full Gear happening. Chris Statlander taking on Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's title. And we also got to see the return of the forever Women's Champion, Athena, where them two... forever. Athena and Mercedes Moné will be teaming up again, and they will be in the AEW Women's Tag Team match. We also did have some matches. John Moxley taking on Kyle O'Reilly, which ended in disqualification. And then we got to see the conglomeration in action against the remaining members of the Death Riders, and the conglomeration beat them. So it looks like if we are going to get a men's blood and guts, it looks like it's going to be possibly Darby Allin and the conglomeration taking on the Death Riders, which the conglomeration are no strangers to. We also did have the brackets revealed for the AEW Women's Tag Team match, and they're up on socials right now. We also got to see Mina Shirakana interview backstage, and she will be going one-on-one with Tekla, who she's familiar with, this Saturday on Collision. And we ended it with Kazuchika Okada taking on Bandino for the AEW Unified Championship match. It was a good match, and happy to see both of them ended in the main event and seeing Bandino's family and friends at ringside. But of course, the winner and still champion is Kazuchika Okada. And since he pinned Bandino, I would not be surprised if he had a shot for the Ring of Honor championship match. And we ended it with the Don Callis family, and Konosuke Takeshita made an appearance because obviously him and Okada are going to go one-on-one soon. And that pretty much ends AEW Dynamite.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Miss Rice, for that. The AEW Dynamite took place tonight at TBS and HBO Max from the Boeing Center at Tech Point in San Antonio, Texas. Of course, post Wrestle Dream, lots of excitement, lots of anticipation. Any highlights from the evening that stood out to you the most besides Moné getting caked?
Well, obviously the announcement of the AEW Women's Tag Team titles. This has been going on for weeks. I'm very excited that they finally announced that, and super excited to see some of the tag teams in there. Obviously, Jamie Hayter and Queen Amanada taking on Sky Blue and Julia Hart. We're also going to see Athena and Mercedes Moné take on Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron. So you probably see Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander, because she's also friends with Harley Cameron, but still trying to make amends with Willow Nightingale. So that's going to be a lot of friction going into there. And we're also going to have Alex Windsor and Rio take on the team of Mina Shirakana and Toni Storm. And we're also going to see Ty Medlow and Anna Jay also in action as well in the in the tournament. But yes, and also seeing the conglomeration Titantron was really fun to watch because it made me think of Beverly Hills 90210 and brought in that nostalgia. So Tony Khan, if you're watching, you should bring the cast in because you also have Luke Perry's son wrestling. So I don't see why not. You can't do that. But overall, it was really great, and seeing that as well, and just kind of gearing up for Full Gear. And a lot's going to happen. It's going to be very interesting. And Chris Statlander put on a really solid promo tonight, I have to say. She really did deliver and showed with confidence.
Mayor, any thoughts or takeaways from tonight's AEW Dynamite that stuck out to you?
I'm legally not authorized to talk about AEW Dynamite until me and Courtney's day in court, but I will let you know that the CEO is coming for the tag team titles. My client will gather a 13th belt sooner rather than later, and I will be here to gloat about it excessively. We will have cake on that day.
We shall see. We shall see.
Let them eat cake, I guess. But yep. So thank you for that review over yeah. Go ahead, Mayor. Go ahead.
Not only have I done it before, Sindel, but I've done pay-per-view. So don't play me.
When was the last time you did an AEW pay-per-view?
You go look at the film. It's all uploaded. It's all on YouTube.
It's all on YouTube?
It's all there.
Okay.
AEW been around 5-6 years now. You can just go look on
6?
YouTube, search my name, you'll find it.
But you want me kicked off, and you want it all.
Kick
Wednesdays,
off is a very aggressive word.
That's
the people are seeking an alternative, just like they did when AEW was created years ago. These are the people that are doing this, not the mayor. That's where it gets misguided a little bit.
Well, the people want Timeless Elite Wednesdays because I asked them last week, and they actually want Timeless Elite Wednesday.
Okay. Just not here to mudsling, you know. My attorney has prepared our case, and it's okay.
Y'all look great. I just love to see the chaos ensue and transpire. I'm just sitting here. I need to stop before I get in trouble. I need to be a good host. Let's get into some good news instead of some confrontational news. Lillian Garcia has just announced that she has re-upped and signed a new deal with the WWE. She has gone on to socials to say that this post is for all of you who have been with me from the beginning and continue to support me. The love you guys gave me last night on Raw filled my soul, which is why I am so excited to announce that just yesterday I signed on for another 2 years with WWE. Love you all and can't wait to continue riding this journey with you. See you at next Saturday night's main event, November 1st in Salt Lake City. Yeah. What do you guys think about Lillian Garcia being with us for another 2 years? Giving us that 2000s nostalgia.
You know what? I think that's a good look to lock her up and keep her in the fold. I mean, I didn't think this would be the 2 years we were talking about after Sam said what she said about her no compete. But I think having Lillian just for everything she can offer to all the other hosts and announcers as well. She's a good hand, gives you the big fight feel. And I'm glad that she's kind of back consistently now. She was gone for a while and she's kind of been back and it kind of just feels right.
Indeed. We know she's been riding with us pretty much since 1999 when she began working for the WWE as a ring announcer. And did a light departure in 2009, then came back in 2011 to 2016. And then, of course, she's returned in recent years. Courtney, what do we think about the new deal with Lillian Garcia going forward?
I'm really happy that she is staying for a bit. And it was nice to see her on Mondays and also really happy to see her on Monday Night Raw, which is a good solid look. I mean, this is no stranger to a person that's been doing it. And also she has done ring announcing on Monday Night Raw. She has delivered many, many memorable moments and really happy to have that nostalgia effect. I'm sure probably not only just for Monday Night Raw, we may probably see her for Saturday night's main event. I'm not sure about next weekend, but it's a possibility. But congratulations to Lillian Garcia on this deal, and looking forward to seeing her back on Monday Night Raw.
Yes, yes, indeed. Congrats to Lillian Garcia for locking that contract down for another 2 years, and let's give it another ride with Lillian Garcia. Why not? You know, for us 2000s lovers, let's do it. Awesome sauce. So let's see. Let's do a quick birthday shout out. Let's do a quick birthday shout out to the former WWF Intercontinental and European Champion and NWA World Tag Champion, Mr. D'Lo Brown, a knowing and loving member of the WWE universe for many years, has given us a lot of great moments and a great personality through and through. Definitely somebody who should be in a Hall of Fame kind of ballot or something in the future for me personally, because he was always quite entertaining and good with the crowd. And low-key should have gotten like bigger pushes, if you ask me. But we do want to wish him a happy birthday, and also another birthday shout out to Miss Taya Valkyrie, who's also celebrating a birthday today. We want to spread some love and good news for the legend herself, the legendary one, Miss Taya Valkyrie as well. We love here as well. So let's just go over let's just continue the happy news. Why don't we? Scotty 2 Hottie as well has just got engaged. Clap, clap, clap. Because we love to see it. Look how happy he is. You think he did the worm after this picture?
Probably. Probably.
You think after this he just dropped the engagement ring, just dropped her after proposing, and then
oh my god,
went for it?
He wormed into the engagement.
Yeah,
worm into the engagement. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty funny. So if you guys had been looking and lurking on the socials, which most of us really do, you would see that we have a new match, a newly announced match from Nick Aldis for Saturday night's main event coming up. We got Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes with the championship on the line. A rivalry that's pretty much being revived, a good one at that, and it's coming very soon in a couple of weeks. What do we guys think about this announcement? And just early predictions. Who do you think is going to come out on top? Courtney, I'll start with you.
It's actually not a surprise if you saw SmackDown last week with all the chaos that happened. It doesn't shock me at all because Cody still wrestled in a suit and him and Drew McIntyre went to kill each other. But also it's very interesting too, because if you kind of look at SmackDown, you pretty much have to look at who else is able to challenge with Cody. That's kind of a similar situation with Tiffany. Like, who other opponents that you can have with Cody outside of Drew McIntyre, especially after losing at Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia. So it does make a safe bet for Drew, because at least they can rekindle that rivalry and kind of take it to the extreme. Not the way Drew McIntyre and CM Punk did, but also recreating their own story in a way. And also, it doesn't shock me at all. It's going to be at Saturday night's main event, since it is next weekend, and just kind of building up some matches. Obviously, we know Jey Uso and CM Punk will be meeting next week, but also there will be more matches to come. And also very curious on what's going to happen on SmackDown this Friday between Cody and Drew McIntyre, because I'm sure outside of wanting to kill each other, they're probably going to take a lot of promo shots at one another, especially since Cody is the so-called quarterback.
Ooh, so-called quarterback. Care to elaborate?
Not so-called, but I mean quarterback. I'm tired. Quarterback. QB1. He's a QB1.
He technically is. I know Dion heard that somewhere. Mayor, I'm going to pose this to you. In regards to Cody and Drew, being that this is not the first time that they've met, and this is yet another shot at gold for Mr. McIntyre, does he have a chance to possibly win back the gold against Cody?
I wish I could say yes. And the circumstances that we got to this match being official, obviously, McIntyre's in the middle of a war with Jacob, and Jacob had some dental procedures that's going to keep him out for a little bit. So we pivot because Cody has nothing else better to do than to squash talent, essentially. I think they should have pulled the trigger on Drew the last time, and it made him look very cartoonish the way he lost at, I think it was WrestlePalooza. So we got back here again. We're doing QB1 or whatever. I don't think the belt defines the guy. So what we're doing with Cody, we're making all his opposition look seemingly worthless. I mean, he lost to Seth, but now Seth is hurt. So, like, what do you really do with it? I think it would be a nice reset because I don't think we need longer title reigns. I think we need a even shuffling of the deck. I think you need to have more guys look like viable threats to the belt at any given time. So it would be nice if Drew was able to pick up the win, but just for the sake of like creativity or lack thereof that we're seeing on SmackDown and the company as a whole, it feels like Cody's going to go over Drew again and Drew's going to continue to spiral. Good for Drew that he's always in the main event picture, but it feels very predictable.
I would understand how it can be predictable. I think what's happening here with Drew and Cody is that, you know, since they're, for lack of a better word, you know, down and out with a lot of their stars and big guys at the moment, you do need more heels for Cody, and Drew is a great superstar to fill in that position because he is great at being a heel. He's always good at attracting heat. I think he does have a shot, considering that you know, he's just constantly hungrier than ever, and at this point he's the shark that's just not going to stop attacking until he gets what he needs to feed, which is gold. And we know that Drew thrives off of gold and, you know, just being in the moment. With Cody, I mean, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, but I think you do make a good point, Mayor, in regards to you need more of the shuffling of the deck. I think we do need to take it back to a place where, you know, I feel like a lot of people, especially the IWC, got very comfortable with very long title reigns, and you know, they were set for superstars of a certain stature. You know what I mean? Like Bruno Sammartino making a record, you know, Hulk Hogan following suit and all those behind him. And of course, now you have Roman on that list. But I feel like because of that tribal chief era, and it's not necessarily anyone's fault, it's just that the IWC community as a whole has gotten used to having the longer title reigns, as opposed to when we were watching it growing up. It was just, you know, a lot of back and forth, a lot of shuffling. You know, you had a lot of top guys all in one. You know, think about the Attitude Era. And we always go back to this era because that was one of the moments where they had all the top guys in one spot. You know, you had Stone Cold, you had The Rock, you had Triple H, you had Taker, you had Kane, you know, you had your Mick Foley, you had Shawn Michaels, you know, like you had that 7 main guys. So I think that's pretty much with the loss, of course, of Seth and, you know, Jacob Fatu being out, they're running out of ways to create bigger stars. So now they just need to start finding these superstars to step up to take that opportunity. You know what I mean? In regards to what happened on Raw, I'm not so sure that I agreed with the win. I don't personally think Jay needed that win. I personally don't agree with how he did it. But we could get into that another time. In this regard, it's about Cody and Drew. And I do think Drew has a shot at this point because Drew knows how to get into his opponent's head. He's a mental workhorse as well as a in-ring workhorse. So I feel like it could work in his favor in somehow, some way. It would take a miracle for him to actually take that title off of Cody, though. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I would like to see Drew do it. And that's not just because I'm trying to dig at Dion, but maybe it is. Who knows? Let's see. Let's get into some NXT happenings, shall we? Did anybody catch NXT?
I actually caught the highlights of it, and I caught a little bit of it, so I get to catch up to speed. But shout outs to Tatum Paxley on standing on her own 2 feet.
Indeed. Standing on her own 2 feet with the backing of the culling and the backing of the people at the same time, kind of working a little bit in the in-betweener side, which I really enjoyed because, you know, she could play the crowd however she likes. We have yet to really see the depth of Tatum Paxley. You know, they've always kind of kept her in the background, and now finally she gets a chance to shine, which is always a good thing to see. But she definitely held her own going up against JC Jane on the mic, even with the culling. And honestly, I loved how Sean Spears was just standing in the back there like a proud mentor, you know, as such. And honestly, I feel like Tatum Paxley has an opportunity to be able to be the leader, the true leader of the culling, if you really want to call the shots, especially if she wins against JC Jane. But what do you guys think of this segment with Tatum Paxley?
It's about time Tatum Paxley's getting some shine. She's been one of the better performers out of the PC. I feel like the past 2 or more years now, she's always had good matches. It sucks that we kind of got our legs cut out from underneath us to stand and deliver with the faction with Gigi and Shotzi. I really feel like that had legs on main roster if they would have kept it. So I'm excited to see what type of match they put on. Do I think that they'll give her the strap? Not really. I kind of see her being like more of a sacrificial lamb here, because I don't know what type of shape shifting we're doing with the culling, but the culling is a heel faction last time I checked. So I kind of see more like maybe Izzy being jealous. We've seen Lyra go down a few times to like fraternize with Tatum. And honestly, with the Lyra Bailey stuff on Raw, wherever we end up there, this might just be a good showcase for Tatum to actually call her up. And maybe you can do an extended pairing with her and Lyra in the women's tag division for a while. I think that would be a good look. Them kind of getting back together as besties. But I'm glad that she's getting a finally getting a legit shot at the belt, because she's a good talent and she deserves to be seen on a PLE.
Indeed, yes, and that's right. She did mention that on last night on NXT that this will be her first PLE that she will be on the card, and not only that, but just going for the big gold. So good for her, and shout out to her.
That tag match, I'm trying to think, was that tag match? No, Stand and Deliver doesn't have pre-shows. It was like the first match of the night, though.
Yeah. Like the opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is definitely going to be one for the books. Courtney, any thoughts on the Tatum Paxley segment before we get to the next one?
Actually, she is getting a lot of opportunities to be on her own. I love that she kept that Lyra doll that Lyra gave her a couple weeks ago. I'm happy she did that doll. But you know, just going back to Sed's points, like I'm really happy she is getting opportunity to shine, and saying this is her first time getting an opportunity at the NXT women's title. Win or lose, I'm hoping that she does deliver a good performance along with her and JC Jane. I mean, obviously, of course, you're going to have to deal with Fatal Influence, but I think it really is going to be a standout for performance for Tatum Paxley, whatever the result is, and excited to see what she's going to do this weekend at Halloween Havoc.
Oh, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I got to stop everything because you can't talk about NXT without Mr. NXT. Yeah. And Mr. NXT just popped in here, and we're going to welcome in Councilman.
Yeah.
I told him.
No, I can play it again.
No, how are you, Councilman? Welcome. Glad you could join us.
Glad to be here. As you can see, we're in a dark state because everything's broken.
Oh, this is broken, Councilman. Man. Broken, Councilman. Come out fresh out the swamps.
Yes. I'm probably the only person that pissed off that whole segment. Like I was like,
gotta let it take you, bro.
Oh, man.
Let's let it take you, man.
Just go
I'm
for
trying.
it.
I'm trying so hard. The laugh is
You
so
still haven't
goofy
seen
to
it from the
me.
beginning. You didn't see the origin yet, have you?
Gardner or Butler, whatever his name is, it's just so weird to me.
Just go
Oh,
watch
man.
the Addams Family.
I feel like I'm just being flexed on. That's all. That's maybe that's me. I feel like you just coming with your big ass house,
It's like if
all
Hardy
your
Boys.
landscaping, got a whole lake.
It's like
It's
it's
a
like
Hardy's
it's like if
compound.
Hardy Boys infused with Beetlejuice infused with Adam's Family. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It's a compound.
You gotta get with it, said. But since we're on NXT, Councilman, you came at the right time. We were just talking about Tatum Paxley's segment last night with JC Jane and the opportunity for her going to her first PLE and facing JC Jane for the women's NXT title. What are your thoughts on this?
This is Tatum's coming out match, but not in the way everybody thinks. I'm in the same agreement with the mayor. I think it's going to show why Tatum should be taken seriously as a competitor, not just as the crazy personality. But I think this is where we see Izzy Dame abandon Tatum and make her, like he said, the sacrificial lamb. Like we're far separated from what they did to their last member and how she's acting. Like, you don't be that cutthroat and then telling me that, yo, you're all for Tatum Paxley getting ahead of you. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, Izzy Dame has not got a title shot yet, has she?
No, she has not.
Nope.
And Tatum is the one that basically kind of caused her to not win that battle royal.
Yes.
So I don't know. I don't know if they pull the shenanigans now and get her, but what I do know is we're gonna have a great match. Like, Tatum can really go when it comes to being in the ring.
Tatum could work.
Yeah.
Tatum could work.
She's at Halloween Havoc, so I know she's gonna hopefully come out with the crazy get up and do some stuff that's gonna hopefully spook this fatal influence and everything. But I don't know if she's the one to dethrone JC.
That same like corkscrew splash that Steph got, Tatum got that in her bag.
She did.
More people need to know about that.
Yeah. So I don't know if they'll let her win, but I hope they do it to where someone cost her the victory, not a clean pin. Because the fact that she got pinned Tuesday, I'm like, we can't go into Halloween Havoc with you losing both of them like that.
Councilman brings up a good point because, like, while Tatum will be a fun, exciting match to elevate her brand as a character on the show, what is the end game for JC Jane? Because I still have a sour taste in my mouth, obviously, because we spent a month building up my client. But who are they building to dethrone JC now that Fatal Influences kind of got their 2.0, like with Laney Reed being an addition?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like JC Jane now needs to be put in a position, because if Sean is really trying to build up JC Jane into the champion that he thinks she is, that we kind of don't see, I would think that you would need to start really humbling JC Jane, and you need to break her out of this fatal influence shit if you really want to build her up.
Well, I don't think
she needs to face somebody who will humble her, like somebody of a different stature, somebody who's like an NXT vet or even a main roster vet. You know, I feel like we haven't seen that era for JC yet.
I'm about to disagree with you on that one. I don't think it's about her. I think it's about who are you building up to be the next champ. Because right now, JC is good where she is, especially with having the fatal influence around her. Like, again, that could always easily be broken up at any time. So, like, where she's at is sitting right. Like, there's no higher arc as a heel she can go right now. So it's like, who do you build up to finally knock her down? And right now, we really just don't have that as of yet, as what they're trying to showcase. Like, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, or maybe they're giving us the beginning of the story right here. Maybe it starts and ends with Tatum Paxley. Maybe later on down the road it turns into a bloodthirsty rivalry between these two, where it becomes like a memorable rivalry down in NXT. You know what I mean? I feel
crazy?
like we would need that.
You know who I can actually see doing it that I don't think I've seen on TV in a while, who kind of started the whole JC Jane being a bully thing? Like Thea Hill. Thea Hill. I think
I was
JC
thinking
Jane's
to
the one
myself
that
last night, where the hell is Thea Hale?
I think JC Jane's the one that made her change her persona at first from the Chase U stuff.
Yes.
Like, hey, like you're a little
Yes,
girl.
that's right. You're absolutely right.
Evolved too lately.
I feel like that girl needs to resurface in NXT. she needs to get her comeuppance. But moving on, we also had 2 men advance in the qualifier for the Speed Championship. We have Jasper Troy and Axiom, and both were victorious. What do you guys think of the winners advancing into the Speed Championship? Courtney, I'll start with you.
I actually do like that. And also it's nice to see Axiom come back onto NXT, especially in the speed matches. Same thing with Jasper Troy, because I feel like we haven't seen much TV time for him the last couple weeks. Also with the fact during the NXT versus TNA. But also it's nice that he's getting a lot more TV time since he won LFG. And also it does give people a reintroduction on who Jasper Troy is and why he didn't win LFG. And also with Axiom, he's just going to be Axiom. So it's really nice for him to come back onto NXT, and congratulations to them.
Fellas, either of your thoughts on these 2 men advancing further in the tournament?
Do we have the full bracket?
No, not yet.
I personally don't, but I can find
Because
it.
Nathan Frazier's in it too, right?
Are you insinuating something, Mayor?
I would like to see the tag team end up against each other in this bracket if that's the case. But I mean, part of me also kind of wants to see 2 mask wearing non-luchadors go against each other with Axiom and Big Grande. I kind of want to see that at some point if it can happen.
I mean, either way, it's always great to see a tournament for someone who's going to set up to lose. Hell, ride the Americano, because you're going to beat over 70 years of experience. I don't think.
Big Grande got his own entrance on Monday Night Raw during that Battle Royal. A lot of people didn't get their entrance. Big Grande got an entrance.
They sure didn't. I didn't help but notice that.
Kiss the hand. Like you get to touch this greatness. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I think it's gonna raise stock at whoever gets to lose till Grande Americano.
Dos Grandes Americanos were there at NXT in the audience last night as well, hanging out and about. Also, going into more NXT review, we did have the confrontation for the women's North American title. Mariah May, of course, confronting Sol Ruca and Zarya, who so rudely interrupted the announcement of Sol Ruca, saying that she is not medically cleared to defend her title for Halloween Havoc. The ladies were accompanied and mediated by the general manager of NXT, Ava, and couldn't help but notice that things were a little shifty in this segment. I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm looking into it too deep, but Zarya went ahead and pretty much agreed to defend and pretty much put forth an agreement to defend the North American Championship, the Women's North American Championship, on Sol Ruca's behalf. Now, this is quite an interesting scenario here. What do you guys make of this? Councilman, you're Mr. NXT.
What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, is it just like we don't know what we're gonna do with the North American title? Like, this shit don't make no sense, like, at all. Like, you did better just saying, hey, we're gonna vacate the title and it will be Zarya versus Blake Monroe. Because if anything, I'm sorry, like, the person y'all told us Zarya was gonna be, we are far from.
Oh yes.
When she first got there, I was like, yo, you know, and again, like intimidation wise, we were like, yo, this the female Brock Lesnar. We finna get it in. And they done nerfed her into this secondary side kick to Sol Ruka. And then that was it. Like, yo, like this is the like to Cyndia's point. This is the dumbest shit I've seen. I'm going to defend it in your honor. Like, what? Like, what do we like? Yo, you're hurt. That's like Io Sky coming out to hey Naomi. I'm gonna defend the world heavyweight championship in your honor till you come back after having a baby. Like, nah, I don't like it. And honestly, I don't know who wrote it, but did not make any of these women look great. And then definitely drop Ava down in the general manager points. Like, what? Like, I know it's a little unorthodox. No, it's stupid. It's stupid. And then all you really setting it up for is Blake Monroe about to become North American champion. That's all it is. Which would have just been better if you vacated it and let these two go at it and determine a winner. Now we're doing a stupid ass storyline just so Zarya lose it, and then we had this little shaky relationship of, well, you lost my North American title because you said you were going to defend and do this. Like, what? Like, yo, y'all making that title a joke now. Mm-hmm. Pure joke.
The women's North American title is not giving the prestige that I thought that they were going to give it when it was announced. And you know, and especially if you had such a banger match for the inaugural, you know, and when you crowned Kaylani, you know, that was amazing. We haven't really seen much like that since that for this title. And it's kind of unnerving because all three of these women are great. As far as Zarya, I want to give her a chance, but like you said, Councilman, it's not given what they were advertising before she arrived. Like I felt like this woman, the minute I saw her, I'm like, this woman is like a silent assassin. She don't need no faction or need to be part of a duo. Like, this woman is going to skyrocket the same kind of way maybe Stephanie Vicker kind of did. But they've totally gone the opposite way with her. Not sure why, but like you said, they could have just easily, they might as well have just handed the North American title over to Blake Monroe at this point. Because I'm not sure if I agree with the whole storyline. But if you guys have what were you going to say, Councilman?
I'm just like, the problem is y'all still, like, just like with the US title and the IC title, y'all not making divisions for them. Like, it has it on the video game of who is in these divisions to go after these titles. And then you try to have them hold these titles for so long. Like, that's not necessary here. Like, yo, a 2-month, 3-month run as champion is not a bad way to go. So has had that championship for way too long. Like, as long as she's had that championship, Jada Parker could have been North American champion. Thea Hale could have been North American champion.
Mm-hmm.
But Lola Vice could have been North American champion, taking that bitch over to AAA. Like, it's like, it doesn't have to be that long on them. Like, I get the whole sold 2 belts, but if she's just holding it and barely being on television or fighting now for the tag team titles, take the belts off of her.
Right. And you have all these contenders to work with. Women just sitting in the back. You see the backstage segments, the women roster is stacked.
And start putting them where they need to go. It's like, yo, Thea Hale, we not sure if Thea Hale could be NXT Women's Champion just yet. Let's see what she could do with the North American Championship. We love Jada Parker. Jada Parker got the crowd behind her. Let's really put her in the NXT Women's title picture now that we've done this big side quest that we finished. Like, start really putting them in divisions and building stories around that.
Courtney, what are your thoughts about this? You know, I know as a WWT sister and, you know, supporter of women's wrestling and tag team wrestling at that, how do you feel about the tag team of Zarya and Sol Ruka in the first place? Has it run its course? Is this the right direction to go in for the North American title?
It just seems very messy. And I know we're doing bold predictions on Friday, but the NXT North American Championship is going to be a whole lot of glamour this weekend. It's very interesting to see this because when I first saw Zarya, she was very scary and intimidating. When I first saw her on NXT, she was very scary. And I thought maybe she could be in the title picture because I wouldn't mind seeing her versus Jordan Grace, kind of seeing that going back and forth, but we didn't have that. I didn't enjoy it in the beginning, but now it's starting to feel a little bit awkward. And especially with the fact too, I mean, I know with Sol Ruka, she had to deal with an injury, but also with Zarya going back to Will's point saying, I will fight for you. It does seem a little odd. So it's kind of at a point where I think the NXT North American Championship is just going to be a whole lot of glamour this weekend.
Mayor, does Hickenbottom need to go back to the drawing board when it comes to the North American title? And yes, I just said Hickenbottom.
I'm gonna take a different approach here. This is, and I want to go back and look and see in that tag match like where Sol actually got hurt. I'm pretty sure the clips are circling somewhere. This is the second time Sol has been hurt in NXT, so it's unfortunate to see, but it might be a blessing in disguise just because now we can reposition Zarya the same way we did when she debuted with Stephanie and Julia. We can kind of get back to that at least for a little bit because we don't know when Sol is going to return. Personally, I don't think Blake Moreau needs titles in NXT. I think she can be the biggest star, just being the biggest hater and interrupting where she sees fit, especially once JC Jane drops title and move on. I think you can let Zarya run with this thing for a series of matches, maybe like at least 3 or 4 title defenses, just to reposition her as the threat she was when she debuted, to kind of put that glitz back on her away from Sol. And whenever Sol gets back, you can go right back to Zaruka, because I'm pretty sure the bookers on Raw or SmackDown really want both of them up there, especially Sol. They started appearing more and more on main roster television. I think you let Zarya run with this for a little bit, and then it's the perfect time. If you want to build the rift between Zaruka, you have another young star that's ready to be on NXT full time, like a Callie Armstrong, who recently dropped the Evolve title. And that's how you position her on weekly Tuesday television. I think that's the way to go here.
Yeah.
Only time will tell where they're going to go and what direction this story is going to turn in. Councilman, what were we going to say before we go?
I agree with Mayor. It just should have just said it's going to be vacated.
Could have had a tournament. Could have been another way to feature a lot of women.
It could have been another Battle Royal.
I'd have been A-okay with vacated. It'll be decided between Blake Monroe and Zarya. And then Sol come back. If Zarya is still champ, like, hey, I didn't lose my title. And I want it back.
Yeah.
But
and technically, even if Zarya does fight on her behalf and Zarya loses, Sol technically still didn't lose it. So she'll always have a case to make when she returns from this injury for however long. But we wish her the best moving forward. Oh, wait. We also had the return of OTM. They pretty much wiped the floor with Hank and Tank, making a statement in the tag team division for their return match on NXT last night. We also saw that Tatum Paxley did defeat, Fatal Influence did defeat Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dane, but they did come out on top. I don't have that picture. But another fun thing that happened, these two showed up. You know, it's always a good night when there's Mr. Iguana and La Parca. However, some of my esteemed panelists don't look too thrilled about what's going on here. Councilman, like I said, I'm gonna give you the floor first for these situations. You are Mr. NXT. What was your reaction to La Parca and Mr. Iguana responding to the two youngins? It was Leon Slater and Javon Evans, I believe.
This is gonna be a fun match at Halloween Havoc. Don't get me wrong. Do not put Javon and Leon in the tag team. Please do not put these two men in a tag team. For God's sakes, do not put these two men in a fucking tag team.
Bouncy Scrubs is on the way.
Yo, if it do, it's like, yo, because like, but why? Why in a division you don't care or pay attention to? It's the same thing I felt about seeing OTM right there. I was like, it's dope they did that, but then what? Then we just found out Hank and Tank going to wrestling Noah, so they're not even gonna be here no more. It's like, yo, just stop.
You know why you do it though? It's because the Hardys can't carry this division forever, and I think their contracts are coming up, and I'm pretty sure the WWE main roster, all that stuff, is going to throw a lot of money to get a final Hardy run on WWE programming. So it's like, do we really care? Or like, are we really invested in any of the other tag teams on NXT, including Dark State? Probably not. But we're invested in Javon Evans. We like Leon Slater. Like, why not do that for a little while?
Because it's such a slap to the face to the tag team division. You've had ample years to get them ready. You've had ample years to get these people behind them, and y'all do not do it. Stop giving me makeshift tag teams to be able to hold these belts when you have legitimate tag. Hell, I would rather see La Parker and Mr. Iguana win the belts before pairing these two superstars who are potentially going to be world champions one day at TNA and NXT, just because you don't know how to get OTM over, because you don't know how to get fucking Hank and Tank over, because you don't know how to get Dark State over, because you didn't know how to get the High Rise over. So many tag teams that have potential to make bangers, and they make bangers of matches because we've seen them go up against Fraxium, and y'all don't do anything with it. So now
you let go of Wesley, and Zachary Wentz is getting squashed in speed championship matches for what?
For what?
You could have had the Rascals as part of the tag team division, a legit tag team. TNA and NXT combined legitly.
That the Hardys could give a rub to the next ones instead of doing it with a makeshift tag team that don't need to be together. Because why is he in a tag team? Why is Leon not defending the X Division Championship? Why is Javon going off course from the NXT Championship when you now have a liable person you could actually beat in Ricky Saints?
Right.
No. Let's put them in a tag team because both of them bounce really well.
I don't want them to do this to Javon. I don't want to give Javon side missions. I really don't. This young man could literally make history becoming the youngest NXT champion ever.
Because who's next after Trick? There's no one else left after Trick. Who you gonna give it to? Josh Briggs?
Baron Corbin Jr.?
And he ain't there yet, but you got Javon Evans just willing and waiting to be able to do something. And it's like, yo, now we're doing, no. We're going to hold that off for a couple of months, and we're going to let y'all be in a tag team together so we can have the Bouncies versus the Hardys. Like, man, just.
I can see it. That's the bad thing, just because Hardys gave them the rub already. Like,
right.
But it's low-hanging fruit, man. It's just such low-hanging fruit with the rest of the. If I was a tag team, a legitimate tag team in NXT, I'd be pissed. I would be thoroughly upset that I've put all this work in. Me and my partner have put all this work in, and we still got to keep getting sent to the back while we got another makeshift tag team coming in and they get the shot. We don't even have a tournament to determine who were the number one contenders for the NXT championship. We don't get any of that. We rarely get tag matches.
It'll be very interesting to see as far as we have Trick and Ricky this weekend. It'll be interesting to see who's in the Iron Survivor come December.
And that's gonna definitely have some TNA people in there.
Yeah.
Well, you have to at that point. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, we did have a little bit of a face-off or scuffle or one-on-one back and forth with Ethan Page and El Hijo, Dr. Wagner Jr. As well, being that they're going to be going at it as well for Halloween Havoc, is it? Yeah, Halloween Havoc.
Ethan Page getting the main roster title when he debuts. Guaranteed. I don't know who it's going to be, but
they should have did it like I said, man. Yo, get it, man. All three North American championships. NXT, TNA, and AAA and WWE. Let that man be the greatest.
Not for nothing. Let Ethan Page be great. Let him be.
We missed
Baby.
a vote on him actually answering the Sami Zayn Open Challenge because like leave Ilya alone. Like,
Oh
don't-
my God. And
Well,
he'll
no,
take that and run with it.
So I read about that. That was actually supposed to happen. So they didn't know that he'd be medically cleared and ready to go for that week. The week he came out this past week, it was supposed to be Ethan Page.
Wow.
But Ilya came back and they was like, okay, we can't let him lose just coming back. So we're gonna put the strap on him because he was actually supposed to be come out after he's supposed to come out this Monday, and he was supposed to be the next up for Dom.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, he was supposed to walk out, and then his shit hits, and he walks out.
Oh man.
Oh,
Oh
man.
wow. Well, okay. Well, you know,
But then it's like they need him on SmackDown, so they moved him to SmackDown.
they gonna hit us with that later though. They're gonna hit us when it's that sweet spot for Dom. And that's gonna cook like crazy. But
Don't get me wrong, Dom has to win the Royal Rumble now. I'm starting this campaign.
I'm here for it.
I'm down for that prediction.
The scumbag era must continue in 2020.
Call it the Royal Scumble.
I know we doing it. It has to come down to like Dom and Braun Breaker and do the job.
We don't get scumbag mania.
Oh my God.
Scumbag mania.
In Vegas.
We don't get scumbag mania.
Coming in the bank.
Yes.
Oh my God.
SummerSlam.
Oh my God.
The scumbag in Paris. Come on.
Scumbag in Paris.
We surpassed the whole I gotta retire my dad stuff. He's done. Cody, Dave.
Yo, hey. So
hold on.
Hey, someone brought this up, and I just wanted to bring this to y'all attention. It was an image that I found. Where is it? It was about Cody Rhodes and Dominic Mysterio as far as who is the real quarterback of WWE right now. And from what they were saying was SmackDown has its lowest ratings with Cody Rhodes as champion. He had a very mediocre main event at WrestleMania. Stories are very predictable when it comes to him. As far as Dominic goes, Dominic became a double champion. He has defended the IC title 6 times since he has gotten it. He has had the highest viewer rating on Monday Night Raw for the last 6 months since WrestleMania. Literally has been carrying WWE on his back. And the question really is, who is the true quarterback right now?
Wrestling has more than one royal family, Cody. I hope Dion heard that.
That is true.
It's really not Cody's fault either. It's just how he's positioned and structured. He's been done a disservice. The fact that he has, I feel like I am 19, 20 all over again watching the Super Cena stuff. Nobody matters.
It's only Cody's fault because he ruined the timeline. Other than that, it's not. Cody.
Actually, I'll take a step further with Super Cena. Why don't you go back when Triple H was World Heavyweight Champion, and when it had a grace that
Courtney.
You better stop.
The king like you just open Courtney.
And I remember that era very well.
That was that was a hard era to watch.
That was very hard.
Insane.
And that's when Triple H didn't have no facial hair, and I'm like,
yeah, no facial hair. I mean,
that long ass hair too. I was like, hey, bro, I don't like this. I don't like this, dog.
He said, I don't like this, dog.
No, because he kept beating everybody. Like, remember, this was Goldberg came back.
Yeah.
And the way he did Goldberg too, like,
yep.
It's something about those old Triple H moments where he did take a pin and eventually towards the end of his career, it's like, I gotta get my lick back. I was here for those. I don't know why.
Yeah, me too. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. I'm like, you know what? Like, and I probably would be upset because I would be rooting for the other person. But if he win, I was like, you know what? That's fine. That's valid. Okay, cool.
Triple H stayed with that budget at WrestleMania for them interests. For no reason. Stay with them budgets.
Yeah.
It might as well have been like the Grammy stage for him every year. But one last thing that we forgot to mention that happened in NXT last night that will also be transpiring for Halloween Havoc. We have the men's NXT championship on the line and a very, very aggressive war of words between Ricky Saints, the champion, and Trick Willie, former TNA and former NXT champion. I'm just loving Ava's face, like as a GM. She's just watching everything just crumble throughout the whole evening. But Ricky Saints pretty much putting in that good word in Trick Willie's ear, saying that he will defend that title successfully and he will, keep it that way because he is absolute Ricky Saints. Courtney, how hype for you, or how hype are you for this match on a scale of 1 to 10? And early bold prediction: who's coming out on top? Who do you think?
First off, where was the energy with Ricky when he was going off with Trick, where Trick was saying he was co-captain? Where was that energy during that NXT versus TNA? Because when I saw that promo, I'm like, why didn't you show that energy, sir? But I do think, given the fact, I don't know why Trick has a title shot, but here we are in a way. But I do think it is going to be a good showing for Ricky because this is actually his first title defense as NXT champion. I'm very intrigued on what's he going to do. It's his first defense. Especially against Trick, who's also a former NXT champion, but I would like to see him get the victory this weekend. I really want to see how he does it because I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's okay and everything else, but I want to see how this goes since he did beat Oba for it. And also, I would love to see him versus Javon Evans, especially when they did that backstage segment a couple months ago. But hopefully we do get to see him versus Javon in the future. But I'm going to pick Ricky to retain that belt. It's going to be a good, solid match.
Ricky to retain. Fellas, Mayor, who you got? And what do you think of this match?
I am a 5 out of 10 on this match. I think what you need, it makes total sense why Trick is the next or the first challenger here. Because, people might not want to hear it, but Trick is a bigger star than Oba. What they need to do here is they got to stick the landing because Ricky's win over Oba was so flat that it took people minutes after it happened to figure out if that was the real finish. We got to have a good finish here. I believe this is going to be Trick's swan song, which is why he will do the job for Ricky after dropping the TNA title too. And it instantly gives Ricky credibility because we've had questions ever since they crowned him champion over Oba, who had ran over everyone, especially with that weak-ass finish they had. So this instantly gives Ricky credibility. It positions him as a top star as a brand as they phase out Oba behind the scenes on NXT live events. It phases out Trick. And for Ricky's a great promo, but he's a lot smaller than these other guys. So you got to get these guys out the way so you can have Ricky and all his charisma shine through on NXT programming and be believable. So I think Trick doing this is huge. I just hope it's a good match and I hope it's a better finish than Ricky's title win.
Councilman, in regards to Ricky Saint versus Trick, how important is this title defense in establishing Ricky Saint's position in NXT as the champion? He's breaking out that nah a lot today. Talk to him.
Not feeling it, man. It's like Sprite that I done left outside with the top open. It's flat. It's flat, man. Ain't no carbonation in it right now, man. Even with having somebody like Trick Williams, the problem we're having with this is there's no buildup. There's no buildup. So just like how Mayor just said, both of these two are coming in with an enormous amount of weight on their shoulders. That's kind of unfair to them because Trick has to carry this match. Not saying that Ricky Saints cannot deliver in a wrestling match, but Trick has to be able to sell this to build this cat up. And he also has the responsibility of making this his swan song. So now you have to do that. Ricky now has to do the important thing of getting the crowd behind you. And that's the one thing he hasn't done inside of the ring. Now he's been getting it back in, you know, like the segment they had with the contract signing was cool, but there's still that disconnect there outside of when that entrance is finished. And he is really going to have to show us, why were you the one to have to carry that belt next? Why were you the one that dethroned Oba? And again, that's the unfortunate weight that was thrown on him. And not saying that he can't do it, not saying that he can't rise to the challenge, but right now they have a lot stacked against them. They literally have to deliver a 5-star match at Halloween Havoc if they want this to work. And unfortunately, you have 2 people that have yet to deliver a 5-star match in anything they've been in.
No shot, Boza. I feel like I'm not gonna make any promises, but there's zero chance Trick becomes a 3-time NXT champion.
There's no reason for him to. That's why this is such a
I don't feel like there would be anything left for him.
No, it's time for Trick to go up.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's all it really is. And then unfortunately for him too, they haven't been showcasing him like that on the next roster. And even the Sindil's part, it is always messed up that you have a person of color or a brother that has to be able to catch up based off of the lack of storytelling that you've given. And that's the problem with this right now. So it's like they have to put on a banger of a match in order for this to go over. And if they don't, it's a wrap, because Ricky is going to fall into the same thing that Cody's falling in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not going to have nobody to go against. And then you're going to be putting these people with him against that is not going to look right. He's going to go up against Jasper Troy. He may beat Jasper Troy, but it's going to look like, okay, this guy's skating by the skin of his teeth. And then who else is left? There's Josh Briggs. And then it's like, yo, you really have no, and that's the issue that they're all facing, is the people that they're giving belts to, like him, even like Tiffany Stratton, none of them have people to elevate them as a character and a performer right now. Unless you bring somebody down, like let's say you get Johnny Gargano to come face him for the NXT championship.
You know what's gonna happen? This is the Julia blueprint. We don't need a long title reign. We want Ricky on the main roster. We want whatever antithesis is going to be to Cody's title reign in WrestleMania season. Ricky's going to have his back. We already know it's going to happen. And not to say Ricky's going to be transitional. There is no challengers, but we know who's going to carry the brand next. Mm-hmm. It's going to be Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
It's going to be Joe Hendry. For however long they want Joe Hendry NXT, going into WrestleMania season next year, especially after the pop he got against Randy, it's going to be Joe Hendry. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
And those promos should be fire between Ricky versus Joe. And
it most likely will be him that dethrones Ricky Saints.
I mean, one can only hope. I mean, at this point, we're just going to have to see what Hickenbottom plans to do with the NXT men's title and the NXT
now y'all all calling him
men's North American title. There's just a lot. It just seems like there's a lot of mess that needs a little cleaning up.
We need some good fat old fashioned drama. Like we not getting no
gold drama, man.
Yeah, we not getting no suspense. We not getting no killer promos. We not getting them fighting over Twitter or anything. Like I need them to have the intensity like how Jada Parker talk. I need their storylines to be like when she cut promos.
Yeah. Or like even the suspense of when they were introducing Julia and you know it was her and Roxanne backstage and that the whole slap thing, and then you know they were introducing Julia. It was just like and even before that, you know, in many years that we've seen in NXT before, you know, there's just literally, you know, for being so good at storytelling, Sean, I'm just saying, you know, Like we're kind of drifting off here a little bit. Too many side missions, too many side quests in this game.
It just show you he was the player and not the one writing the story, and that's what is starting to come out now. Because if that was the Kalani story, like, yo, you got kicked out of the locker room, bet. You know what I would do? I would come next week with some TNA cats, bust in that locker room, and kick all the NXT stars out. This is the TNA locker room now.
Y'all jumping people in the parking lot again, Kalani.
Right. Y'all get outside.
The drama. Give me the drama of it all.
And Jordan Gray's gonna help you because she's on defense. Exactly.
Get Kaylani to be banned from NXT by Ava. Like, yo, you are not allowed to step foot on NXT. That's when you can build.
That's how you get that bad girl persona back that you wanted so bad months ago.
Exactly. Yo, because her picking up the clothes and shit, I was like, Kalani, if you don't kick this dough in,
right?
Go in, bitch. Who do y'all think y'all talking to? Like, yo,
like, yes, something like that. Like, please.
That's the problem. They don't have good heels like that no more. Like, they don't have ones that are like, that's kind of like Chelsea Green, but that look like they can kick your ass. Like, you need, and again, I know you finna catch attitude.
That should be Lash then.
Yeah, Lash needs to be acting like Mercedes Moné right now.
And we're probably gonna get her and Kendall.
Like bougie bully where? Like, we need you to be the bully. Like, bully these girls. Like, and Kaylani, come on now. You're about to be Mrs. Him. Like, come on now.
You let them kick you out the locker room? Come on.
Like, get out of here. When you were one of the few leaders of it, you know, the former inaugural North American Women's Championship, picking up her clothes outside the locker room. I'll be damned. But one more little juicy piece of drama before we go, because you know the B likes to stir the pot a bit. This is a case where it doesn't really have to do with two superstars. However, it does have to do with a superstar, preferably a horsewoman, and a referee. Jessica Carr put out an interesting tweet just after Becky Lynch had pretty much stated some complaints about her match this past Monday on the 20th. Becky Lynch is claiming that it was an illegal maneuver in her match against Maxine Dupree, and Jessica Carr should have been the one to disqualify her. But here, Jessica Carr put up a very interesting tweet afterward and says, quote unquote, "I don't say a lot or stir up issues, but it's wild that someone keeps talking about me when all they've been doing is tapping out, getting counted out, and taking the easy way out by getting disqualified. But I'm the problem." Jessica Carr woke up this morning on one today. How are we feeling about Jessica Carr calling out the women's intercontinental champion, Becky Lynch, Courtney?
I'm kind of happy they did do a follow-up on this when Becky and Maxine met the first time and Jessica Carr did a count out. And then, of course, we saw what happened on Raw where Becky disqualified herself during Maxine. So it's very interesting, and very rarely we ever have referees get involved with a lot of wrestlers. I mean, obviously in the past, during the Attitude Era, we did see Triple H get in the face of Earl Hebner, and then we probably seen a little bit of the Ruthless Aggression Era and a few times here and there. But it's very interesting to see this kind of, I kind of like the lick back Jessica Carr is giving, especially with the fact that Becky did get in her face, not once, but twice. Also, I wouldn't be shocked if Maxine and Becky met in another round 3. And especially if you have Jessica Carr in that referee in that match, it's very interesting to see. But I do like she's getting her salt back in this, and also very curious on Becky's reaction as well, because I know, as I mentioned, she did get in her face a bit. But kudos to Jessica for standing on her own 2 feet.
Mayor, any reason to overthink this response to the man Becky Lynch? I mean, considering that, there's been a lot of things surfacing on the internet about a potential in-ring debut of Jessica Carr, and what a lot of people might not know, and we can elaborate for the viewers and the watchers for this. Jessica Carr has plenty of experience being inside the squared circle. She definitely worked with a bunch of wrestling promotions such as Ring of Honor, Maryland Championship Wrestling, Shine, and she worked under the name of Shimmer. Before she signed with WWE in 2017, she worked under the name Kennedy Brink. So she has some experience in this. And one thing that we've never seen in WWE, at least I don't think for the most part where I've seen, a referee actually interacting with a superstar in this capacity. Could this be something that could potentially lead to something like that in regards to bringing back that experience for Jessica Carr? Or
nah, this isn't an
this
overaction at all. This feels very 90s to me, where you have like your backstage interviewer who mixes up and then eventually gets a match. Like think Jonathan Coachman, like back in those days. Like this is beautiful. And I would say up front, Becky Lynch is the second best horsewoman at elevating other women in women's wrestling. Because if this is what puts the battery in the back to debut Jessica Carr, this is the Lord's work, because this is huge. Jessica Carr has been working underneath the mask and Evolve for some time now, getting her reps, working at the PC, learning the WWE way. I don't think it won't be long before she transitions completely. And what Becky's doing is using her platform and her position to not only elevate Maxine, because Maxine is probably the most prevalent she's been since debuting with LA Knight, maybe a year or two ago now. But
I think a little longer than that now.
Yeah, so like what's dope is we might see Jessica Carr be the one that cost Becky IC title, and in that same breath, Becky asked for a match against a referee who in kayfabe she don't know can actually work, and now you get to see Jessica Carr on the main roster with a Hall of Famer. That's amazing. Like you wouldn't get this type of storytelling since like early days of like WWF, I feel like. And I feel like what we could see if they really stick the landing is exactly just that. You elevate two people at once, you kill two birds with one stone, because I don't think Becky's going to be on screen much longer, especially with what happened with Seth recently. I think she'll probably go home for a little bit, especially with her putting those buzzwords into Heyman's ear as well. I think she can take a little break and then resurface around Royal Rumble time if they do this right.
Interesting. Councilman, do they book or overlook with Jessica Carr and the man?
I think it's somewhere in the middle. I think it is somewhere in the middle. I think to Mayor's point, like they cost her the IC title because of that, but I really think that's all we get. I don't leave it up to the booking right now to be as creative as that to take us back with that nostalgia. So that's just how I think about it. And again, I know Jessica Carr has been in the ring before, but it's like we haven't seen her at NXT. We haven't seen her really have a match like that on Raw. So if we were not in the TKO era, I'd be 100% for it. But I just don't trust TKO to see the magic in that and push it back. Like if you won't let Natty be on Monday Night Raw, I don't see that happening. But I do see her getting in some kind of interference or some kind of storyline like this when it happens. But I just don't know. I would love to see. Again, this is one of those two. I'd love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong when it comes to it. But I will also say that you see how you don't need a major title to still be putting people over and build something up. How you can have 12 of those type of titles and still build somebody up rather than saying, oh, you don't have the major championship, so it doesn't work.
I'm not
gonna
opening
go
that
there.
box. I'm not going to do it. Because I saw yesterday's conversation a little bit. I was listening to it while I was driving home from work, and I was just like, oh, man, we're going to be here forever.
Becky and ladies are doing the Lord's work right now. They are getting us to look at people we didn't look at. And I'm gonna say it like this, and I know people gonna be upset. You would not have Stephanie McCurr right now if it were not for Mercedes Moné.
And I was there in Long Beach. I saw the match.
We would not have eyes on Stephanie like that if it had not been her crossing paths with Mercedes Moné.
They said what they said, y'all. They said what they said.
And you come out 10 times better. Look at Chris Statlander. That girl just put her through a whole cake. And the more we see her, like, oh, Chris getting this dub. Chris getting this dub over her.
Yeah. And when Mercedes put Chris over Boza, I want a goddamn apology in this chat.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
From the chat, right?
Inside the chat. I want 50
chat?
words double spaced.
Because I'm not apologizing.
I ain't apologizing either.
I said Boza.
He did say Boza. He did say Boza.
He did just say Boza.
We know we're not getting one from Honey. We know that.
Eventually, you guys will see the vision.
You damn sure ain't getting one from me.
Well, shit.
There's more personal behind them too.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm not.
That was way more directed to you, man, than it was.
Yeah, we know what that. We know who that was.
People will get the apology out of Courtney. You know,
no, you're not.
That's fine.
She like, no, that's not.
No,
That's
you're not.
fine.
Like she said, there's no chance in hell.
What's that mean? No, you're not.
Whether it's CEO Wednesdays or El Sabado Collision, we will get our apology.
Don't do that. You ain't getting no
We will
apology.
get our apology.
Nope.
I can't. And this is why I'm glad. This is why I'm glad y'all are here on Wednesday night. This is great. This is perfect. Well, and that's pretty much gonna cap it off for tonight for WWT Live. Don't forget, you guys can tune in or actually watch in case you missed it. Watch Timeless Elite Wednesdays to cover pretty much anything you missed from AEW with our Timeless Elite. October 24th, this Friday, we're going to be getting ready for SmackDown coming from Arizona, Arizona. And it's going to be building towards Saturday night's main event. Of course, we got Halloween Havoc to look forward to with NXT and so much more. Yeah, guys, it's time to go. It's time to say goodnight. Mayor, where can everybody find you?
You can't. I'll be here when I be here on Mondays, of course, Wednesdays like today. Fridays we'll be doing predictions, and there probably will be some sort of watch along for Halloween Havoc this weekend. Probably
and some sort of.
This is a big weekend for me. So we'll get you your contents and stuff like that. Boza, don't remind me about Monday night. I have to cover that game. But yeah, you'll see me when you see
me. Councilman, where can everybody find you, sir?
You can find me at Jay Uso Did Nothing Wrong Monday. Whatsoever.
He did.
No, he didn't. Fuck, Jimmy said he was gonna do it. You mad because he did it before you did it?
No, I'm not mad. I just think it's wrong.
What? Okay.
You ain't that we could talk about it tomorrow. We can talk about it tomorrow.
Ain't nothing wrong with what he said. He was like, I even throw you over.
Bad.
Bad.
I get it. I get it.
You could take your ass over that rope and back to SmackDown where you supposed to be. Because you only over here because of me. That take your ass on somewhere. You got what you deserve, Jimmy. You took our women's world champion away. He took your opportunity away. Y'all,
it take her away.
It took her. Yo, can you just imagine the run we'd be having right now with Naomi as champion?
Yeah, no, I can. I get it. I share your sentiments. I do. I really do. But that's where everybody can find you today. Yeah,
and then we will be on Kayfabe tomorrow. Have no idea what we're talking about because I haven't came up with what the episode is going to be about. But it will probably be
shoot the shit the whole episode.
Probably, or some kind of shenanigans. But we always know something about Bret Hart is going to come up anytime.
You best believe it.
Yes.
If you want to talk about it, if his name just so happens to come up, we could talk about it.
Yes. Well, we will have one conversation. Why Dominic Mysterio should be John Cena's last opponent.
We could talk about that. I'm down to talk. I'm down to follow the rabbit hole for that.
We will definitely have that. Why the scumbag era should end the Cena Nation.
Oh my God, that sounds beautiful. Courtney, my WWT sister, Timeless Elite, where can everybody find you?
Well,
I know you had a long night tonight.
I did. The people can always find me chirping sporadically on WWT as much as I can. Wednesdays, you know where to find me because we're getting ready for Full Gear happening in the Garden State next month in
Said,
New
what are you
Jersey.
doing?
In New
Said,
Jersey.
what are you doing?
I'm just listening.
Oh, okay.
Not doing,
I'm
doing
sorry.
anything.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You just looked like you was up to something. Proceed, Courtney. I apologize.
Okay. Well, no, because I'm tired. I'm just heading up. Well, they can always find me here, and they can always know where to find me on Wednesdays because we're getting ready for Full Gear, coming back to New Jersey next month. So we don't know what's going to happen on the road to Full Gear. They can also follow me on @CourtneyNJ11 on my Twitter and my Instagram because I do have content happening. Also, make sure to follow ISPW Wrestling because yours truly is back on commentary Friday, November 7th. We're doing an all women's promotion. So if you love women's wrestling, you love independent wrestling, feel free to come out to Little Falls, New Jersey. Shout out to Tommy Fiera and the rest of ISPW because they do have a lot of stuff happening. Also, you can see myself and Honey because November 22nd is going to be a busy day because not only Full Gear, but we're also going to be at the American Mall on behalf of it because we have so many stars happening with that crossover. Super excited on that. Also, make sure to check out my interview with Georgia Smith, the daughter of the British Bulldog. It is up on WWT socials right now. It was a very fun interview and happy I got a chance to interview her. But yeah, feel free because your Timeless Elite is cooking a lot of stuff back here.
She sure is. She sure is. And you guys could find
Support the movement.
Scumbag mania.
Support the movement. It's coming. If it's not coming, we have lost the plot. People want Paul, Michael, Nick. This is what the people want. Okay, I'm letting y'all know that now. You saw what happened in Vegas last year. Let it happen. It ain't even the women's wrestling archive no more. It's the scumbag archive. Until it happens. The scumbag is taking over everything.
I can't. Oh God, you guys can find me every now and then, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays with WWT Live. You might find me at the helm. You might find me a little late. You might not find me here at all. But guess what? You guys will definitely find me here Friday for the Honey Night SmackDown watch along, as well as Kayfabe returning, as you heard from my tag team partner below. Also, I do have a couple of things coming out. I'm still working on fixing up my interview with Dawn Marie from the 90s Wrestling Con, as well as Miss Terry Runnels, which was really, really awesome, and even had a little impromptu karaoke interruption by the great Bill Apter, which was pretty freaking awesome and legendary, if I do say so myself. And yep, and my WWT sister said we'll be out and about for the American Dream Mall, and October 30th. If you guys are in the Jersey area, you might find me at Heels Have Eyes at Six Flags, maybe. But don't forget to also support Boss Lady's latest endeavor with womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate, whether it's $1, $5 or more. You'll pretty much be helping preserve the legacy of women's wrestling then, now, and forever for generations to come. So please check out womenswrestlingarchive.com as well. Yep, again, you guys will find me for Honey Night SmackDown. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody watching. Got to get to bed over here on the East Coast, y'all. We tired. It's late. And hope y'all have a good night. We will reconvene on Friday for WWT Live. And don't forget, this is Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Have a good night, y'all.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.